Hiya, how you doing? My name's Pam, and I'm going to be providing you with some sessions on the Frankfurt School. Now, the Frankfurt School is a name given to a group of mainly German intellectuals affiliated to the Institute for Social Research located at the University of Frankfurt in Germany. The Institute for Social Research was initially established in the 1920s, around 1922-23. The Frankfurt School was said to have come into being through the leadership of Max Horkheimer, who became the director of the Institute for Social Research in the 1930s, early 1930s. Soon joined thereafter by Theodor Adorno, another key contributor to the Frankfurt School. The main theoretical contribution of the Frankfurt School is described as critical theory. And critical theory is this unique alliance of Marxism and psychoanalysis. Now, the Frankfurt School's history maps onto many of the key features and problematics for which they are renowned to have engaged with in the 1930s and 1940s, whereby the Frankfurt School, with the rise of the Third Reich in 1933, had to relocate from the University of Frankfurt to elsewhere in Western Europe, specifically to England for a while, and then thereafter to America, in which they established the Institute of Social Research to examine Western capitalism and to identify the extent to which many of the key features of propaganda and communication manipulation that they saw emerging was very problematically and quite horrendously utilized by the Third Reich to be able to generate public consensus in respect to the fascist regime. They saw parallels in the use of technology and that technological rationality in terms of Western Europe, and also and specifically in terms of Western American culture and the rise of Western American consumer culture. And so some of their key works in that respect focused on an industry that they defined as the culture industry, which refers to the products and processes of mass popular culture. And therein they actually looked at how these products, in their manufacturing, in their centralization, in their technology, and in their focus towards capitalist accumulation, could be seen to be operating to produce conformity in relation to the otherwise more potentially critically inclined working classes. Okay, so thereafter in this session I will have text to audio and some ethnographic material and some empirical material, because I'm really interested in advertising in respect to critical theory and the Frankfurt School. So I'll be using some primary source material in terms of my research, etc., to actually be able to provide you with an understanding of the Frankfurt School in terms of its historical context, but also to actually be able to relate the Frankfurt School's work to your contemporary cultural and communication saturated society. Okay, thank you very much. Salutations, hope everyone's enjoying the summer. Just a quick one. I was walking past this magnificent sort of poster of the incredible musician Beyonce, and an epithet from John Berger's Ways of Seeing came to mind when I actually just looked again at the poster. Okay, so if you've ever been taught by me, you know that John Berger's Ways of Seeing looks at different forms of meaning making through the curation and display of images within the culture industry, i.e. the products and processes of mass popular culture. And within Ways of Seeing, there's a series of discussions that he has around the distinction between being naked and being nude. And he identifies how to be naked is to be without clothes, but he ascribes an agency to that, i.e. that the individual has curated their nakedness, i.e. their presence without clothes. Conversely, he distinguishes to be naked with to be nude, and he sees to be nude is to be objectified in respect to a male spectator's perspective. And so that makes me wonder, in relation to this magnificent poster featuring Beyonce. Okay, so what would you decide? Is she nearly naked or is she nearly nude? And obviously this is recognising her incredible contribution as a black female musician, but this poster is quite spectacular in its statement. So from the perspective of John Berger, is Beyonce nearly naked or nearly nude? Okay, salutations, take care, look after yourselves, bye. A sort of a critical engagement necessary to actually a collective will for us to live in another way than that which is presented. Okay, so that was my main intention, was to actually just be able to introduce you to some sort of key conceptual and theoretical ideas in relation to the Frankfurt School. Now, the remainder of the session is text to audio, and I've also included some visual ethnographic material and because I do a lot of sort of like urban critical theory, which has a very sort of visual focus to it. Hi, great. So I'm at the Libina Himids, wonderful exhibition, and I was just asked to actually explain this. Someone just randomly asked me, and I just said that. I mean, it's obviously examining issues in relation to British colonialism, and the black woman here is subverting the way in which the female was seen as both an object in relation to slavery, and also her sexuality is owned by the enslaver, and hence those representations there in terms of her fecundity. And so we have a subversion of the British colonial constructs and actuality of control and ownership of black female sexuality. I love the way that she subverts European notions of Christianity. So many challenges and deconstructions of that which we've taken for granted. This is art by an artist called Vince Fraser. It's a new artist. This is Vince Fraser. Specialises in digital art. I'm writing a book, and it's about, it features Trafalgar Square and the street performers,
right,
and the street artists.
So we're street performers.
Oh no, by far, we respect you far more than that. But I'd like to know, what is your opinion about the street performers and artists? How do they contribute to the ambience of the square?
I feel ambivalent about it, and I suppose it's performance I like it, if it's not, I don't. I don't like a lot of noise. I think there's enough noise in any case. I quite like the painting. I like people standing as statues. I like people balancing on bicycles. I like conjurers. But a big banging noise, not for me.
And what about the buskers, in terms of large noise?
Buskers in the tube, I love. Well, depends what they're playing.
Do you prefer classical music or?
And I don't object to buskers in principle.
Yeah.
And I think generally, if you're a tourist here and you see all the scenes going on, as you do if you're in Rome.
Wow, these are okay. So this is an artist that's looking at issues around transgender and also drag. This one makes me laugh. This one here. It says, to wear a wig, Nakrayam. And this one here. Okay, so his name's Stephen Teo. So it's What If explores how self-professed drag artists leverage the visibility of social media to challenge expectations of gender performance. Kabina Mercer says that black hair is like this postmodern signifier. I wonder what it would say about the wig of a transgender drag artist, who obviously we celebrate in terms of their creativity.